back to a new video. Today my intro is not going to be too long because today we are going to be doing a tier list. I'm going to be ranking all of the fantasy books I have read, not from childhood, mostly from adulthood, and there are 89 books and I don't want this video to be too long, so I'm gonna get right into it. Let me pull up my tier list. Get your snacks, get your popcorn, get your drinks, whatever, because we going through 89 books and we're going to rank them. And it's not based on rating or star rating or anything. This is going to be more based on like in comparison to each other. You'll understand as I go along, because I would have to go back and look at all my star ratings and I don't remember them all, and I know most of them have 5 stars, so they would all be in the S tier. So I'm not trying to do that. So let me pull up my tier list so we can get started. Okay, I got my tier list up. I renamed the tiers, so we have Immaculate, which is S tier, good, mid, and nah at the bottom. Like, nah sis, this is not it. And I'm nervous because I already know it's gonna be a decent amount down there, and I feel bad, but I gotta be honest. So let's see what the first one is. First book is Our Violent Ends by Chloe Gong. Now, I didn't really even think of this as like a fantasy book. Really, it was more like a Shakespeare retelling, historical kind of fiction, because it's based in like historical events. So I'm going to put Our Violent Ends in the mid tier to start with. It was okay. That duology was just okay in general, but we'll get to the next one at some point. Next is Defy the Night. Okay, Defy the Night is the beginning of a 3-book series, and it gets better by the end of the book. But the Defy the Night was like, I don't know how I didn't really feel that great about it. I'm gonna also put that in the mid tier, just because yeah, it was just okay. Delicious Monsters. This is by Lasso Sandberry. It's like a thriller. This is not really a fantasy book. What is going on? I don't consider this fantasy. Okay, I guess it's here. So I'll put it in the good tier. It was good. This was a good book. It was good. I got these off of my Storygraph. So I went to Storygraph, went to all the books I've read, and then filtered it by fantasy. And this is what it gave me. So I'm just going based off of that. So shout out to Storygraph for putting non-fantasy books in the fantasy section. Okay, next is File Heart. I don't consider this a fantasy book. What is going on? File Heart has it just because they got like super healing and like super soldier abilities does not make it fantasy. Not to me anyway. But whatever. File Heart Huntsman. File Heart Huntsman can go in mid. It was mid. It was, you know, it was a book. All right, Long Live the Elf Queen. Oh my god, I read this so long ago, it feels like. Long Live the Elf Queen by J.M. Curl. This is like the second in a trilogy, I think. I don't remember that much about it. I'm gonna put it in, you know what? I do remember that I liked it more than the first one, so I'm gonna put it in mid. Man, the mid tier is filling up. The mid tier is gonna go crazy. Oh my god. All right, next, this is Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. Is that what that is? The Order? Yeah, Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. It's going in good. It's gonna go in good. It's not my favorite Harry Potter book, especially because my favorite character dies in the Order of the Phoenix. So it's not something that I'll go back to regularly. I'm not like checking for Order of the Phoenix at all. So plus it paints my favorite character in a really bad light because he got a horrible ass attitude throughout the whole book until he dies. But yeah, so no. Yeah, it's good. I don't think any Harry Potter book is gonna go below good, but we'll see. Deathly Hallows. Okay. The Deathly Hallows, people just say it's good because it's the last book, right? But I'm one of those people that's like, all the camping, it's annoying. Like, get to the point. So part of me want to put it in mid. I know I just said no Harry Potter book is going to go below good, but I kind of want to put it in the mid tier just because all the camping just pisses me off. I'm gonna get some hate for this. I know I'm gonna get hate for this. I'm gonna put it in the mid tier. I'm sorry. I gotta put it in the mid tier. I'm sorry, Harry Potter. Next is Red Queen. Red Queen is gonna go. I'm gonna have a hard time because I know this is my tier list, but I'm gonna still have a hard time. All right, it's gonna go in. You know what? Forget it. We putting it in Immaculate. Red Queen is going in the Immaculate tier. Shout out to you, Red Queen. You the first book in the Immaculate tier. Shout out to you. Good for you. Caraval by Stephanie Garber. Caraval goes in the Immaculate tier as well. Caraval was a great book. This was a buddy read. I did the buddy read for the whole series. This was a great series, but Caraval was the best book out of the three, hands down, point blank, period. So going in Immaculate tier. Divine Rivals. Divine Rivals, I'm not gonna lie to you. While it was a good book, Divine Rivals was a good book, I'm gonna put it in the mid tier because it just, I don't know, it just it wasn't giving me what I needed. Like, and yeah, this is also kind of like not really fantasy, but kind of fantasy because it's well, I guess it is because there's a war going on, but it's not like a war set in like actual history. It's more like a war between fictional gods and goddesses and stuff. So all right, yeah, I guess it's fantasy. Yeah, true. Okay, but it's still mid. Ooh. Beasts of War. Nah, sis. Nah. Nah, Beasts of War is a nah, man. Oh my god. This is so disappointing. This is the end of the trilogy, and we were so hyped for this book, and it just bombed in my eyes. Like, the first like 2/3 of the book was okay, and then it was like we completely forgot the entire plot until like the last chapter, and then it was like, oh shoot, the plot of the book, we got to bring it back around, and then the plot of the book was resolved in like a paragraph. Oh, like, come on, that's not good storytelling, not in the slightest. So nah, that's a nah, bro. Nah, man. Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, we gonna go ahead and put you in the good tier, my boy. This is, once again, this is not my favorite Harry Potter book, but it starts off the series. It, you know, opens you up to the world, gives you all that information. We meet all the people, all the main players of the story. It's good. Yeah, it's good. Oh, I just thought about something. I think there's a Harry Potter book that I am going to put down probably below Deathly Hallows, but we'll get to it. Oh no. Next, Cursed So Dark and Lonely. Alright, so here's what's going to happen. If I feel like a book is immaculate in my eyes, I'm going to put it in immaculate. But once it starts to fill up in comparison to the other books in that tier, I might move stuff around. So for right now, A Cursed So Dark and Lonely is going in the immaculate tier. This is by Bridget Kemmerer. Harry Potter retelling. This is a Beauty and the Beast inspired retelling story. So yeah, this was great. Loved it. I love Bridget Kemmerer. Fourth Wing is immaculate. Fourth Wing is immaculate. Hands down, for sure. Fourth Wing is immaculate. I cannot wait for Onyx Storm. We got like 2 more months until Onyx Storm comes out, and I'm so excited. I'm saving the second half of January just to read that book. I can't wait. I'm so excited. Beasts of Prey. Beasts of Prey, I'm gonna put that in the good tier. Beasts of Prey was good. I think I gave this 5 stars, but like I said, this is not based on like my star ratings. This is like I think I'm just gonna go with my gut feelings. A lot of books I actually need to go back and like re-rate a lot of books, because I feel like when I first started doing this, I was giving books 5 stars just all the time. And I need to go back and rethink, because some things might just be like a 4, 4.5, maybe a 3.5. But Beast of Prey was good. It was a good start to the series. It was a great way to introduce the characters. Loved it. It was good. The Witchery is going to go in the... Alright, you know what? Here, let's do this. Let's put... You know what? No, we'll go ahead and put The Witchery in mid-tier. It was good. I gave it 4 stars. I just finished it, so it's like kind of fresh in my mind. But like I said, this is going to be in comparison to other stuff, and in comparison to the books in a good tier. It's not on the same level with those books, I don't think. Or yeah. So I think it's about par with these books in the mid tier. Do I really feel that way? You know what? Hold on. No, I don't feel like that. Witchery can go in the good tier. You can go up here. I changed my mind. I changed my mind. The Foxglove King. The Foxglove King is going to be weird for me to put in here because the reason why I like this book so much is because it, in comparison to Hannah Witten's other duology, I forget, the Wilderwood duology, I think it was called. Yeah, those books were not great. I don't know if it's just because I was sick when I was reading those or what, but yeah, the Foxglove King was really great. I'm going to put that in the good tier. So shout out to you, Hannah Witten, for changing my mind. I gave you a second chance because I saw those books and I was like, you know what? No, those other Hannah Witten books were not it for me. I'm not wasting my time. But I was I was trying to get like all the little, the little things on my Kindle, like the little ribbons or achievements on my Kindle. And one of them was like, oh, you got to read a series from our like highly rated section, and the only book that was even remotely close to something I would read in that section was Foxglove King. So I was like, man, forget it. It's on my Kindle. I can breeze through it real quick, and it was good. I was pleasantly surprised. So shout out to her. Daughters of Nri. This is the first one for the tier. This is I might have to go back and reread that. I know I'm supposed to be reading Descendants of the First this month, actually. I haven't gotten to it yet, but I don't know what it was about this book. A lot of it just didn't make sense. I didn't really understand what was going on. It seemed everything was going by so fast, and I don't know. I might have to either reread it or go back and like look through some like quick plot summaries or something. But yeah, that was for me. Not great. War Storm by Victoria Aveyard. This is the last book in the Red Queen series, and this was completely mid. This was not the greatest ending. It was a lot of build up for no payoff, which is something I can say about a few books on my list, actually. It was definitely a lot of build up with not the greatest payoff, but it's still a good series. I still recommend it. But yeah, War Storm was just like whatever. Wild is the Witch. I guess it's fantasy. I would just put this in regular like YA fiction. I wouldn't really call this fantasy, but Wild is the Witch is also mid tier. It was okay. It was good. I think I get it like a 3 point something. It was fine. It was alright. Wild Blood. Wild Blood. Get on up here, girl. Wild Blood is immaculate. Immaculate. This is a great book. Lauren Blackwood. She's a great author. I have another one of her books in here that we'll get to towards the bottom, I think it looks like. And then I have another book on my shelf by her called The Dangerous Ones, which is about vampires, which I really wanted to read in October, but it just didn't happen. So yeah, love Lauren Blackwood. Wild Blood was a great book. I Feed Her to the Beast and the Beast is Me. I Feed Her to the Beast and the Beast is Me was... I'm torn between immaculate and good. I want to just put it in good because considering the other books I have on this list that I know are going to go in immaculate, this is not standing up to anything else really in that. Like, it's not in comparison with anything else. This is on par, I would say, with Beasts of Prey and Delicious Monsters. So yeah, we'll go ahead and put I Feed Her to the Beast and the Beast is Me. Yeah. Good is still good. Good is not like bad. You're not like it's not a bad book until we get into the end. Like, then you need to start being worried that your book is bad. A Curse for True Love by Stephanie Garber. This is the Once Upon a Broken Heart series. This is the last book. This is another book that highly anticipated ending to a series, especially after the second book, which was great. This seems to happen a lot with trilogies, I'm noticing, with fantasy trilogies, is the first book is good, the second book is like amazing, and then the third book there's kind of like somewhat of a fall off, but there was not as big of a fall off as there was in Beasts of War. A Curse for True Love was still good. I'm gonna put it in I'll put it in mid tier. Yeah. Curse for True Love was okay. What Lies Beyond the Veil? Nope. Nope. Nah, get your ass in the bottom tier. Nope, absolutely not. Absolutely not. I was so like looking forward to reading some Harper Woods books because I heard her books were great. And I started with What Lies Beyond the Veil, and I never went back to that series. I was like, I'm not wasting my time finishing this series. This book was not good. It was super predictable. It was obvious who Homeboy was from the time she met him. All it was them walking through the woods trying to get another like Deathly Hollow situation, but with no type of interesting things going on, no type of payoff, no knowing what really lies beyond the nothing. So nah, nope, you can stay right in the bottom tier. Glass Sword can go in the good tier. This is the second book in the Red Queen series. It was good. That's all I can say. Yeah, it was just good. I Accidentally Summoned a Demon Boyfriend. This is another one that's super fresh because I just read this. I'm going to put this in the I was ready to put it in mid tier. Oh. You know what? It can go in mid tier. It can go in mid tier. It was alright. It was okay. That first chapter like just was not doing it for me, and then there are some other things going on throughout the book that weren't really doing it for me. I mean, it was a good book. It was cute. It made me laugh, but I mean, yeah, whatever. It can stay in mid tier. Legendary. This is the second book in the Carval series, and Legendary was I thought Legendary was good. It was good. It was good. Nothing up, it was good. It was good. Okay, so when I said like that, when I say, oh, it was good, it makes it sound just mid, because I feel like the good tier is like, oh, this was good. This was like, I loved it. This was good. Mid tier are the ones that are like, oh, it was good. It was okay. So I kind of want to move it down to mid tier. I think I'm going to move it down to mid tier. Yeah. Let's move that to mid tier. Destroy the Day. Get up here, boy. Destroy the Day is immaculate. It's the last book in the Defy the Night series, and that is the best book in the series, hands down, period. It was great. I just loved it. I loved it so much. Oh my God, it was so good. It was so good. I was so happy that I stuck to the end of the series, because I wasn't going to finish it. After finishing Defy the Night, I was like, I don't know. I don't think I want to finish it. Even though I already had Defend the Dawn. I already had the second book. And I was like, man, I don't really want to finish this, because if everything's going to be paced like how the first book was paced, like, I don't know. But the end of Defy the Night was so good. I got to see what's going on next. So I just stuck with it, and I'm glad I did, because Destroy the Day was great. Great book. We don't even need to talk about the next one. I'm going to just put it up where it belongs, and I'm putting it in the front. Excuse me. Legendborn is immaculate. If there was a higher tier, I'd be putting Legendborn up there in the higher tier by itself. Legendborn is immaculate, hands down, period. One of the best books, not of any genre, that I've ever read. It was so good. And it's hyped up for a reason. So if you have not read Legendborn, please go to your local library, go to the bookstore, because I'm sure they still have copies. Get Legendborn and just devour it, because it's so good. It was such a good book. So good. I should go and reread it, actually. Next book, the third book, comes out next year, so be prepared for that. So read it just so you can read the third book when it comes out. Okay, now we get into it with the Harry Potter books. Now we get into it. Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince is immaculate. Immaculate. While this is not my favorite Harry Potter book, it has my favorite sections, which are the Voldemort flashbacks are my favorite like sections of any of the 7 books. Like, I loved looking back at those memories that Dumbledore had from Voldemort when he was a child, him seeing his the Gaunt family, all of that stuff, all of those memories, all the pensive trips in Half-Blood Prince that were cut out of the movie, which is so annoying. It was great. Half-Blood Prince, that's my second favorite Harry Potter book. Immaculate. It's, there you go, right there in the top. These Violent Delights is gonna go right here in mid with its sister. Go right next to your sister right there. These Violent Delights, If you're not familiar with These Violent Delights, it is a Romeo and Juliet inspired story about two feuding gangs in Shanghai, I believe. You have Juliet, who is, I forget the name, it's the Scarlet Gang. And then you have Roma with the Russian gang, the Montagovs. Yeah, it's Romeo and Juliet, but with not much of the romance, more of the violence than anything else. But yeah, it was just mid. It was okay. We read this in book club, and we were disappointed with the lack of romance, and the Roma and Juliet, they like each other, love each other, but you can't tell by the way they deal with each other. Like, it's crazy. So yeah, no, that was definitely mid. Forest of a Thousand Lanterns. I read this book so long ago that I don't really remember much about it. I remember liking it, and there's a second book. I forget what it's called, something Blazing Kingdom, I believe. I've been looking for that book because I wanted the actual copy. I didn't want a Kindle copy of the second book. I wanted an actual copy, and I can't find it in any store. But I think this was just okay. So let's go ahead and put this in the mid tier. I told y'all mid tier was going to be filled up to the brim. This Poison Heart was good. It was good. I was so irritated by this book because this girl, Bree, she's trying to find out information about her biological family because she's adopted, and her biological aunt leaves her a house, and she goes to this house and she learns all this information about her family and what they're really into and their ancestors. And she's trying to ask around town, and everybody is like just speaking in riddles, and I'm like, if y'all don't just give this girl a straight answer so she can, like, she clearly is curious about her heritage and what her family was into, and y'all just keep saying, oh well, yeah, you know, like, tell the girl something, give her something. Y'all give us nothing. Like, it pissed me off. It really did. And I understand that it's just a book and you can't give away too many of the plot twists and all of that, like, right away. But I just felt so bad for this girl in reading this book. And so that just kind of like spoiled my experience for the book. So it was just good. It was good. Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire is super duper mid. I thought I was only going to put Deathly Hallows in mid, but no, Goblet of Fire is also mid. Now, I will sit here and read through this entire series. I actually plan to do an entire reread of the whole series and look at plot devices and things that, like, now that we know what we know, that make more sense, or like, oh, this is what this was for, this is what this means, that type of thing. But some of them just don't hit like other ones do. Like, these two right here, they don't hit. Goblet of Fire and Deathly Hallows, they don't. So I feel like I'm gonna have a hard time reading through those later on. But I don't know. Goblet of Fire is just mid. Cinderella is Dead is in the it's in the tier. Yeah, I was excited about this book, and it just did not do it for me. I think the words I used to describe it were, it was kind of corny to me, and that was disappointing. Like, anything that's a fairy tale retelling, I'm usually like on board for, and I love it because I love like all the fairy tales growing up. But this one just didn't do it for me, and I'm sorry. It just, yeah, it wasn't a nah like the other, like those two at the bottom. It wasn't like that, but it definitely was not like, it didn't do as much for me as I was hoping it would. Furyborn by Claire Legrand. I'll put Furyborn in the good tier. This is the first book in the Imperium series that I talked to y'all about in one of my previous videos. It's really good. I just wouldn't put it in immaculate. It's not up there on par with any of those books up there, in my opinion. But Furyborn is really good. It's a really good start to the series. Yeah, It's great. It's not the best book in the series in my opinion, but it's still good. King's Cage. King's Cage. Okay. King's Cage is immaculate. It's actually going to go up here next to Legendborn. Get out the way, Red Queen. Get up here, girl. King's Cage is the best book in the Red Queen series. In my opinion, that is my opinion. But it probably should be fact. The King's Cage was so good. Like, it was the one book that just caught me off guard while I was reading it. Especially the way Glass Sword ends. The very last page, the last line of Glass Sword sets up King's Cage so perfectly and was a cliffhanger because I finished Glass Sword way before, you know, I was reading this series as it came out. So when King's Cage came out, I was like, what's gonna happen? Like, what's up with Mare? What's gonna happen with her? And King's Cage was just so good. It's the best book in this series, in my opinion. It's just, it was so great. Like, it's one of those books in a series where it's like the character is so broken and beat down, and you wonder how they're gonna land back on their feet. And it just was, yeah. I keep saying it. It's great. It's so great. Children of Virtue and Vengeance by my girl Tomi Adeyemi. All of her books are going in immaculate. So let's, well, I might have spoke too soon. I might have spoke too soon. But Children of Virtue and Vengeance is definitely going in immaculate for sure. That's the second book in the trilogy. And it's great. It's a great second book. More world building. More secondary characters that add to the story. Yeah. It was great. Yeah. I definitely spoke too soon. Oh my goodness. Bewitched by Laura Thalassa. Alright. Here's the thing about Bewitched. Bewitched is a great story. The story is great. Great. However, the writing is not great. The writing takes points away from this, in my opinion. That's how not great the writing is. Like, it's just, if the writing was better, I would probably put this in immaculate or good, but I think I'm gonna put it in mid, but I'm gonna put it at the top of mid because it's not bad. It's just the writing just took me out of it. So it can be mid. That's fine. It's fine right there. For those of y'all watching that this series that I'm about to start talking about is like one of your favorites and you hold it near and dear to your heart, you might want to click off because I'm about to talk a lot of crap. The Wicked King by Holly Black. I don't know what y'all see or saw in the Foca Air series, but it's not as good as y'all think it is. It's really not. And this book made me, like, considering this is the first book I've read that has anything to do with Fae, it made me not want to read anything else surrounding Fae, which is unfortunate because I know there are probably good books out there that are Fae centered, and I have Lord of the Wilds up here and that's Fae centered, and I'm gonna read it, but it just turned me off from anything dealing with Fae. Like, when I first read through these books, I was like, oh no, they're good. But then I thought about it. I was like, these books are trash. These are not, no. So, Wicked King, okay, y'all. My camera stopped recording. So what I was saying was that Wicked King is definitely going into the nah tier. Like, no. It's, no. Not happening. Not happening at all. Nope. Okay, Bespelled. Bespelled is the second book in the Bewitched series. So, the one I just was talking about with the horrible writing but the great story. The difference with Bespelled is, Bespelled, the writing drastically improved. Let me move because I think I got my camera set up weird. Okay, sure. Bespelled, way better writing. And the story still fabulous and fantastic. So this is going to go in the good tier. This was definitely better than its predecessor, hands down. The next book comes out next year. I think. I don't know. I think it does. I hope it does. Next is Forging Silver into Stars. This is hard because I'm super like, this book is nostalgic for me in a way because this was the first book that I like rated or talked about or did a review for when I started doing book content a couple years ago. So it like holds a special place in my heart, but that doesn't necessarily make it immaculate. So I'm gonna say it's good. I'm gonna call you good. You're good. Six Crimson Cranes. Six Crimson Cranes. Let me see. Okay, if we're doing this in comparison to everything else, let's see what's in the other two tiers. It's not on a Legendborn level, so we can just go ahead and say we're not putting it in immaculate. Is it on par with like Beasts of Prey and Glass Sword, Foxglove King? I'm going to say no, it's not. And you know what I'm doing now that I'm looking at something? I'm moving this Poison Heart to mid. I'm sorry. I'm moving this Poison Heart to mid. And then, okay, that looks a little bit better. This Poison Heart is better in mid. Six Crimson Cranes can also go in the mid tier. It wasn't bad. This is one of those books, like I said, back in the day, I was just giving out 5-star ratings like candy. And I need to go back and like rethink a lot of my ratings because I've read so much more now that I need to like go back and like, no, this was not as good as you think it is. It's just because this was within the like second or third month of me like coming back to reading. My hair looks so weird. What's going on right there? Of me coming back to reading. This was like one of those first books that I read when I came back to reading, and it's just, so I was like blinded. So yeah, it was okay. It was good. You know, it's whatever. The Heart of the Sun Warrior. I cannot tell you anything that happened in this book. And that's not good. I really can't tell you much of what happened in this book. I don't really remember. I remember that I kind of liked it, but I'm going to put it in because I don't remember much about it. I know it was okay. I know it was part of a duology and it had like a kind of a happy ending a little bit, but I don't remember much about it. So, Ruthless Vows. Ruthless Vows is, I want to say it's immaculate. I really want to say it's immaculate. This is the sequel to Divine Rivals, which I put in the mid tier. But Ruthless Vows, I want to put Ruthless Vows up in the, I want to put it in the immaculate tier so bad because I liked it so much more than I liked. You know what? I'll put it in good. I'll put it in good. Because now I need to like think about this in terms of compared to the other books in the tier I want to put it in. Is it on par with those? This is on par with Forged in Silver and the Stars, The Witchery, all of that. So we can leave it right there. Kingsbane. I'm going to also... Kingsbane. I'm going to put Kingsbane in the good tier with Furyborn. I'm going to put it right next to Furyborn. Excuse me. Okay, we can put Kingsbane right there. Kingsbane was good. Nothing was wrong with it at all. It just it's on par with all of the rest of those. Yeah, Kingsbane is fine right where it is. The Adventures of Amina Al-Sarafi. This book is immaculate. Immaculate. This was a great book. I don't know what it is about like me liking pirate stuff, but as soon as I saw the cover of this book, I was like, I'm not leaving this here in this store. This is got about pirates. I didn't even read that it was about pirates. You just tell from the cover with the ship and the kraken, I'm assuming, that's around it. I don't remember. It's not, I don't know if it's called a kraken in the book, but that's what it looks like. I was like, this is about pirates. I'm getting this. I had never read any books from Shannon Chakraborty before. Chakraborty. And I know she has another series. I don't know if I have those books. I might somewhere. But yeah, it was great. And there's a sequel coming out. I cannot wait. Oh, I cannot wait. So excited for that. Children of Anguish and Anarchy. I cannot, in good conscience, put this book below good. It would be, I would feel so bad doing that to my favorite author. I can't put one of her books in the mid tier. That's crazy. Because this book, it wasn't mid. That's not the problem with this book. Children of Anguish and Anarchy is not a mid book. It's not a bad story. It's just in the context of the series as a whole, it did not fit. It felt like a completely different story. It felt like a complete departure from what was happening in the other two books, what the whole point of the other two books were. And unless she can explain to me why she did that, I'm just gonna go ahead and, like, unless there's some like thematic reason that I just don't understand, then yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and put this in good tier, because it was still good. It just, in context of the rest of the series, it just didn't work. If there's anybody out there who has something to say about that, I don't really care. A Vow So Bold and Deadly. This is the third book in the Curse Breaker series. A Vow So Bold and Deadly was good. I'll put you in the good tier. It kind of sets us up for Forging Silver into Stars, which is set in the same universe as the Curse Breaker series. So yeah, it was good. I didn't mind it. I didn't mind it at all. The Monstrous Kind. This I'm gonna put in mid tier. This, I had this as an ARC advanced copy. It was really good. It's kind of like a gothic horror fantasy kind of book. It, like, if you've ever seen Crimson Peak, it gives off Crimson Peak vibes, kind of, sort of, which is a great movie. If you've never seen it, I highly recommend it. But yeah, it was just mid. It was okay. I didn't, you know, I think I gave it like a 4 or something like that. The ending was kind of weird, but yeah, it was alright. Bow Before the Elf Queen. This goes in the This is an book. This book was confusing as hell, because it's like set in this kind of like, I don't want to say medieval, but it's set in this kind of like, most fantasy like stories are set in this kind of like medieval-ish kind of universe world, but they use like modern slang and stuff like that. And 1 minute they're using like their world's curse words, but then they use like our kind of curse words, which there was a lot of cringy dialogue. It was just not so no. Yeah, that was the first book in the series. It can stay in the tier. It was just not it. No. I'm tempted to put it down in the bottom tier, to be honest with you, but it was not as bad as those other ones, I don't think. You know what? Yes, it was. The switch up is crazy. Nah, sis, yeah, you can go down in the bottom tier. Yeah, sorry about that. Defend the Dawn was good. This was the second book in the Defy the Night series, and like I said, it got better as it went on. This book was really good. It's a lot of the time they were like on a boat, so it wasn't like a lot going on the boat. Well, it was as much going on the boat as you can expect, but it was, you know, it was fine. It was cool. It was good. Yeah, it was good. It was better than Defy the Night, so I'll put it right above it. Went in order. Defy the Night's here, Defend the Dawn here, Destroy the Day here. That makes sense to me. Alright. This Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban is immaculate. That is immaculate. That is the best book in the series, hands down, point blank, period. Don't at me. I don't really care. That is the best book in the series. There's no Voldemort. Like, there's no Voldemort in this book. And that's one of the main things I love about it. We ain't got to hear about Voldemort. We didn't hear about him in the last 2 books. We don't got to hear about Voldemort in this book. And then we get introduced to Sirius Black, who's my favorite character. So shout out to Sirius Black. It's just, we got the whole time turner thing. Like, it was great. This was great. That's the best book in the series. And I don't really care what nobody got to say about it. This is my opinion, and this is my tier list. So, Kiki's Delivery Service. You know what, Kiki, you can go in a good tier. Kiki is like, this is like a cute little, this big book about a little witch. And if you are a fan of Studio Ghibli like I am, then you read this book purely for the love of that. And that's the main reason why I read that book, because of, you know, same reason why I have Howl's Moving Castle, because I love Studio Ghibli. So there's that. It was good. It's cute. If you haven't read Kiki's Delivery Service, go ahead and read that, because there are a lot of even though it's such a tiny book, they didn't do everything that was in the book in the movie. Like, some of the deliveries from the book didn't make it into the movie. So we learned some new things, which I thought was cute. Blood Scion, immaculate. Let's just go on ahead and get up here. Blood Scion is an immaculate book. Great. This is another one of those ones that I read in the first few months of coming back to reading. And this one is not going to change. Like, this rating would not change. This is really good. Sloane is a great character. I'm realizing the last like couple of books I read how much I like love a morally gray character. Like, I don't know why, but I love morally gray characters, and I would say Sloane is one. So yeah, this is definitely immaculate. Great book. Okay, For the Throne is a nah sis. Nah. This is one of those books I was talking about from Hannah Witten, the Wilderwood duology. For the Throne, I think I had the flu when I was reading this, so I might have just been delirious, and like I feel like I was reading the same pages over and over and over again. But for some reason the writing just didn't make sense to me in either one of the books in that duology. It was just like I felt like I kept rereading sentences because the writing wasn't making sense to me. So, but you know, it is what it is. Children of Blood and Bone is immaculate. I'm gonna put that up here next to Legendborn. Let's go on ahead. This was my first introduction to Tomi Adeyemi. This was also the first fantasy book I read by a black author. So that doesn't skew my decision. It just makes it it is special for me. But either way, like even if it wasn't the first one I read, this is just, it's such a good story and different story. And it was the first time I read anything that was like based in African mythology. And it's just such a cool book, such a great story. Zelly's such a great character, which I realized that I saw an interview with Tomi Adeyemi and realized we've been saying her name wrong, and it's Zaylee. No, it's not. It's Zelly. It's not Zaylee. Nope. We're right. You're wrong. Sorry. Iron Flame. I'm gonna also put Iron Flame up here with his cousin or his sister, whatever you want to call it. Iron Flame is immaculate as well. Like I said, Arctic Storm come out in 2 months, and I can't wait. Iron Flame was such a good build on Fourth Wing. We got more characters, more world building, more conflict and chaos, and just moments that made me hold my breath because I was terrified what was going to happen. Oh my gosh. So yeah, that was great. Immaculate. Blood at the Root. I just finished this. This is also immaculate. This is such a good story. It's like Harry Potter at a HBCU meets Stomp the Yard meets Drumline. Like it was really, really good. And I love seeing like a male main character. Like you can look at all these books and you see like there's not a whole lot of male main characters, especially in these like fantasy books by black authors. So it was really, really cool to have a black male main character who has magic. It just was great. I loved it. I'm not even gonna say nothing. I'm just gonna put this down here. I don't have nothing to say about that. Immortal Dark is also immaculate. Ooh, immaculate tier is starting to get heavy. It's starting to get heavy. Immortal Dark, great. I just read that in October, so that one's also fresh in my mind. You got black vampires. It's given Laurent from Twilight. Another morally gray character. Just, oh god, so good. How long we gotta wait for the next one? That's what I want to know. How long we gotta wait? Because I need it now. Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets is in the tier, and this is the one I said, oh yeah, I'm putting one below mid, because Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets is just not. And if you look on the Harry Potter Reddit, a lot of people will rank this book or the Deathly Hallows as their least favorite. I don't know what it was about Chamber of Secrets. I just did not like. I liked it. Of course, I like all the Harry Potter books, but in comparison to the rest of them, it is my least favorite. I just can't. I can't. I'm sorry. I can't deal with it. If it's your favorite book, I would love to hear your reasons why. I'm just so curious. The Inheritance of Orchidea Divina. I'll put this in the mid tier. It was good. There's nothing wrong with it. It just, you know, it's on par with these. It's fine. Beasts of Ruin. This is the one in the trilogy that's immaculate. This is the one that's immaculate. Beasts of Ruin. Just like most other second books in the series is great. Extra, more world building. Second, more characters that add to the story. Huge character development for Econ, one of our main characters. I think I put in our book club, I was like, Econ must have been eating his Wheaties in between the first and second book, because he switched up real fast between those two books. I was proud. I was like a proud mom. So Beast of Ruin was great. Definitely immaculate. The Blood Gift is also immaculate. This is the second book in the Blood Trials duology. This is really, really good. I hated, not hated, let me take that back. I didn't hate. I was not super happy with the way it ended. Considering the tone of the duology as a whole, the ending was not what I expected. But it was still great. I had the arc for this. Loved it. Great. The Ballad of Never After. That is also immaculate. It's another one. It's the second book in the trilogy. However, the thing about The Ballad of Never After is it builds on the world and it builds on the characters, but there aren't really a whole lot of like secondary characters that are added to the story. But there's a lot of information that we learn, a lot of plot twists, a lot of fill in the blanks from the first book. And it was beautiful. One thing Stephanie Garber can do is write her ass off, and she will write a scene that you can see so vividly in your mind, which is the whole point of reading. You have to be able to write something that I can visualize while I'm reading it, which is what makes reading fun. But The Ballad of Never After is, I don't know, I want to say, as far as all the Stephanie Garber books that I've read, it's probably the best of all of her books. It's between that and Caraval for sure, but it might be better than Caraval. I don't know. It's just those two are in contention for her two best books, in my opinion. Lightbringer. Lightbringer is the one in the trilogy that is immaculate. The other two are good. This one, immaculate. It's the last one. It's the resolution of everything. It's like this story is... You have basically two different stories happening at the same time. You have what's happening in the present day, and you have what's happening in the past that has affected the present day. And you get the like big conflicts and resolution in both. So it was really, really good. It's the best one in the whole series. The Land Where Dreams Descend. I got this as an arc. This is like Beauty and the Beast meets Howl's Moving Castle, kind of. And there's some Fae stuff going on in here, which in this case I didn't mind it. This one I'm gonna put in the good tier. I thought it was good. It was really good. Liked it a lot. I'm gonna have to start getting through some of these faster because my recording is getting really long and I got a few minutes left on my camera time and my battery's gonna die soon. So let's speed through these last however many. A Heart So Fierce and Broken. I'm gonna put this one in the good tier as well. That one, you know, I'm gonna put it, I'm gonna put it in the good tier. I'm gonna put it ahead of A Vow So Bold and Deadly because I thought it was better than A Vow So Bold and Deadly. It was great. I love that. Queen of Nothing. This can go in the A tier. It was this is the second book, I believe. It was a little bit better than Wicked King, but not by much. Like, I'm not giving it a whole bunch of praise. I told y'all how I feel about this series. It was just completely unnecessary. Within These Wicked Walls, I'm gonna put in the good tier. This is by Lauren Blackwood. It was given like a, oh gosh, what am I looking for? It's a classic novel I'm looking for that this is like reminiscent of that, but it's not coming to me. If I remember, I'll put it on the screen. But this was good. This is the first Lauren Blackwood book I read. I loved it. For the Wolf can go in the A tier. This one was a little bit better than For the Throne because I wasn't sick when I read it. And it's supposed to be like Little Red Riding Hood, kinda, sorta, a little bit. But yeah, like I said, the writing was just like all over the place. And the sentences just, I felt like every sentence was a run-on sentence. So yeah, no. Once Upon a Broken Heart by Stephanie Garber, the first book in the series. This was good. I'm going to put this in the good tier. Yeah, that one was good. Introduced us to the world. We're still in the same world as Caraval, but just different characters. It was great. Foul Lady Fortune. Foul Lady Fortune was not as good as Foul Heart Huntsman, so that's going to go in the A tier. It took me forever to get through this book because I didn't want to read it. Oh, that sounds so awful. This Wicked Fate this Wicked Fate, the reason why I moved this Poison Heart down is because I wanted to put this Wicked Fate in the good tier, because it wasn't immaculate, but it was better than this Poison Heart. So if I would have had this Poison Heart in good, I would have had to put this Wicked Fate in immaculate. And I just didn't think it was that. So yeah, this Wicked Fate, it was good. It was way better than this Poison Heart. Yeah, I just like the overall story a lot better. The Blood Trials, immaculate. That's immaculate. That was good. Yeah, Ikenna is a great main character. Another one of those morally great characters, but she has a reason for what she's doing. And the book as a whole, the story was great. Yeah, I love all the characters. It just was really, really good. Blood Marked. Let's put that up here next to Legendborn. This is immaculate. Duh. Hello. Blood Like Fate. I'm put Blood Like Fate in the good tier, but I'm put it up front. Blood Like Fate is the second book in the Blood Like Magic duology. I liked it. It made it, I don't know. I hated how they were treating her in this book. It ruined a lot of the experience for me. So it's going to go in the good tier. It was still really good. The Hemlock Queen. Where did I put the Foxglove King? Okay, the Hemlock Queen is immaculate. This one surprised me as well, considering, like I said, Hannah Witten's duology from before. But, no, the Hemlock Queen was good. It had some really good flashbacks. Just the story, the continuation of the story, seeing what's going on with Bastion, who is the king, and I want to say her name is Lore. I think her name is Lore. Yeah, and her relationships with the other characters in this book, they're strained, but they still got to work together and figure out what's going on. And yeah, I'm so ready for the next book. This was so good. The flashback scenes were so great. Oh my goodness. The Honey Witch is going in the mid tier. I just needed something cozy to read in September. This was cozy. It was cute. It was alright. It wasn't what I expected. It was kind of weird, the whole honey of it all. But yeah, it was alright. Coraline. Coraline is going in the good tier. I'm biased, but who cares? Coraline is Coraline. Like, the only thing missing from Coraline, the book, was Wybie. Wybie would have been in the book. It would have been immaculate. Blood Debts. I'm putting Blood Debts in the good tier. It wasn't immaculate, but it was good. I liked it a lot. I have this thing. I don't know why I like anything dealing with like voodoo magic or anything like in Louisiana with magic. It's just, it gets me every time. So yeah, Blood Debts was great. I should be reading Blood Justice this month, hopefully. We'll see. The Dragon Promise was I'm putting it in It moved too fast for me. It was moving too fast. Things were happening too fast. And it just wasn't as good as Six Crimson Cranes. So yeah, it can stay right there. Cruel Prince can definitely go in nah, right with this Wicked King. Go right here with your boy. Yeah, nah, nope. Nope, I hated all of the characters. I hated everything about this book. And I still gave it 3 stars. I hated everything about it. Her Radiant Curse. This is a prequel to Six Crimson Cranes. This was good. This was better than both of those books. So I'm putting it in the good tier. This should have been the story to begin with. Alright, 4 more books. Finale. This is the last book in the Caraval series. I'm going to put it wherever I put Legendary. Where did I put Legendary? Where is it? Where's Legendary? I don't see it. I'm putting this in good. It was okay. Yeah, no, I thought Finale was better than Legendary. That's why I was looking for where Legendary was. So yeah, Finale was good. It was great. It was fine. We got a point of view of both sisters as opposed to Caraval, which was in one sister's point of view. Legendary, which was in the other one's. Finale, both. So we get to see what they both doing. Great. Daughter of the Moon Goddess. I'm putting this in the mid tier. This one I did remember, unlike Heart of the Sun Warrior, which is this is a duology. Daughter of the Moon Goddess was great. It was something different. I liked it. Was based in the Asian mythology. It was really, really cool. I got to look up a lot of this stuff and see how it fit in. It was just, yeah, it was great. That poor girl. Blood Like Magic goes in the immaculate tier. This was better than Blood Like Fate in my opinion. Poor Voya. This is about Lysel Sandberry. This is about witches, and she has to do a calling. She has to kill her first love, but she's never been in love, and she ain't never had a boyfriend, so she gotta go out and find one, and then try to kill him. This is crazy. Last book is King of Scars by Lee Bardugo. I believe that's how you say her name. I'm going to put this in the good tier. It's another one of those books I read in the very beginning of that time when I was first doing this. And I liked Nikolai. He was real sassy and cute, and his relationship with homegirl whose name I can't remember anybody's name except for his. That relationship was so cute. So yeah, King of Scars was just good. I still gotta read Rule of Wolves and all the other books that fall into this world, the Shadow and Bone and Six of Crows and all that. I still gotta read all of that. But yeah, here's my tier list. Let me know that you disagree with me in the comments, because I'm sure somebody out there is going to disagree with me. But looking at it now, I think it looks pretty fine. I mean, all the stuff that's in Immaculate, yeah, that's where it all belongs. That's the most important tier to me, that I got everything in Immaculate right, which is, yeah, that's right. So yeah, let me know if y'all want me to do this with my romance books. I haven't read quite as many as I have fantasy books, but I still have some. So yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed watching me do this and act a fool doing this tier list. So if you did, make sure you like the video, and make sure you subscribe, turn your notifications so you know when I upload. And I will see y'all in my next video. Bye.